Good afternoon, folks. Jacob Folger here, artist sculptor, and today we're going to make a cute little turtle. Yeah, it'll be fun. Let's see, I want a little bit more than that. I'm going to work on the shell first. Here. I'm going to roll a ball like this. Kind of get it smooth. This is Marblex clay. It's what I recommend. That's what the box looks like. And I do recommend it. It's beautiful, wonderful stuff. So we're going to kind of form it so it's kind of like that. You can smooth it with your thumb and just shape it to be kind of like an oval, like that. And then you can put it on the table and push it down so it's kind of round and flat on the bottom. Yeah, like that. And then we need to make a seat. So we're going to roll little balls, all about the same size. And we'll make those first before we do anything to them. We want them to all be about the same size. Now when you get Marblex, it comes right out of the bag, ready to sculpt. You don't have to do anything to it. You don't have to condition it. It's not polymer clay, obviously. So, you don't have to condition it, but you also don't have to do anything. And if it does perhaps dry out on you, you can wrap it in a wet towel, put it in a plastic bag, and in about a day it'll be back to normal. Really cool stuff. We're also going to roll a little ball like this and into kind of a cone shape like that. And that's going to be his little tail. Let me do that. Next, we're going to roll each foot, so to speak, into a little oblong shape like that. So the reason why you roll all the balls to be about the same size, that way you get all the feet about the same size. Like that. It's fun stuff. And then you turn the shell over on its side, over like this to the bottom. And what you're going to do is take your sculpting tool and score wherever the legs are going to join. So we'll do it like this. And then also for the tail, like that. And then for each leg that joins, you want to score that where it's going to join. A little assembly line here, And you get them all scored. You get the tail scored. You have everything all ready to go. Then what you do is you have a little cup of water or something like that. And you get your brush wet and wet all the score marks like that. Let the feet, the legs, get them all wet. A little dab of water like that. And now you're ready to put them together. So you take a leg and you kind of twist it on like that. And take another leg and you twist it on like that. And you do it for all 4 legs like that. And like that. And then the tail as well. And then what you do is you take your fingers and you blend in all the legs, kind of like that, and the tail. And now you're going to have a really sturdy little turtle. This clay dries very hard. It's not waterproof, okay? It's definitely not waterproof, but it's very durable stuff. So that's what we got so far. And don't worry if anything's bumpy, since we can fix that later. So we got that, okay? Now we're going to make his little head. We take a little bit of clay. My dad used to collect turtles, and he liked them because he said they stick their neck out, you know, and he liked that because sometimes you gotta stick your neck out in life, you know. And I used to make him turtles. I used to do wood carvings of turtles. I used to carve wood a lot. And one time I took a old broken chair leg of a cherry wood chair, hardwood cherry wood, and I made him a little turtle. It was about this big, with a real long neck. So we're setting this next to there, and it looks a little big. So I'm just gonna pull a little bit of clay off that. I'm gonna roll a ball, and about that big. And I'm going to roll it back and forth so I can do it between my fingers. And then I'm going to take my fingers kind of low down, like about here, on that noodle, and roll back and forth. And try to roll all the way so you get the whole thing going around between your fingers. That way it's nice and even all the way around. Okay. Let's see how that looks. I want his neck to be a little longer than that, so I'm going to keep rolling. I want to try to keep it uniform too, you know, kind of be nice and uniform. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good like that. Nice long neck. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of pinch the nose. I'm going to try to form his face, so to speak. So I'm going to kind of pinch like this. And I don't want it too pointy because I'm really pretty good at sculpting cute things. I like making cute things. I also make some really wild stuff like gargoyles and stuff too. So, you know, they can be pretty nasty, but I also am pretty good at sculpting cute things. So, I don't want his nose to be too pointy. I want it to be kind of cute. Okay? Now, I'm going to take a small ball tool, and if you don't have a ball tool, you can use the back end of a paintbrush or something like that. And I'm going to put an indentation here for each eye, and that is the pupil of the eye. Now, I know that, you know, I make this look really easy, and it is probably kind of hard for you if you're not used to doing this. What I recommend you do is just sit down one day and just practice making little eyes. And, you know, do that once in a while and get used to doing it. Because if you can do it, it's really so much fun. So what I do is I roll a little ball and I set it in there. I don't push it all the way in, I just set it in there. It's too big. I'm going to take some clay off. And I set it in there again, and that's about right. So now I'm going to take it out, and I'm going to set it right there, and I'm going to roll another ball the same size. I'm going to make sure it's the same size. Yep, they look about right. And then what I'm going to do is put them in there, in the eye sockets, Just gently push them in. I want that circle around it to show, to make it look like a real eye. See, so it should look like that. And then I'm going to take a very small paintbrush. I have this fan brush. It's pretty small on the other end. I want him looking right at me. Right at me. So I'm going to point his head towards me, and I'm going to put an eye pupil in with him looking right at me. Like that. Same with the other side. Like that. Okay? Then it looks like he's looking at you, doesn't it? Okay. So now I'm going to take a little bit of clay, just a little tiny bit. A nice little round piece like that. And I'm going to lay it on top of his eye, kind of like that. And I'm going to blend it in. Like that. Okay? And then I'm going to do it for the same for the other side. Get it on the little eyeball like that. And blend it in. Now, see how, let me show you this, if I can show you. See how this line is right here where the eyelid joins? It makes him look kind of mad or upset or whatever. We don't want that. So you just take a ball tool and just gently remove that. So it's kind of smooth there. Real gently. I don't recommend using any water or a paintbrush or anything around the eyes at this point, because it tends to muddy everything up, and you don't want that. So we got that. And then we want to kind of also where down here where it joins his head, you want to clean that up a little bit and make it nice and smooth. So he doesn't look too worried or anything. He's got really kind of a cute look on his face. Now, if your turtle, by the way, if your turtle's eyes, if you look in the mirror, go and look in the mirror, open your eyes really wide. If they're really wide open, you'll see the whites of the eyes. And you don't want that. Now, he doesn't have that, but I'm going to go ahead and show you anyways. I'm just going to put the tool in there and just widen that hole a little bit. Like that. Oops. Okay. Kind of cool. I think if I maybe lift his eyelids a little bit by pressing up, maybe like that. That's a little bit more cuter. Okay. Now I'm going to take a little tool, a small, maybe a sharp tool like this tool here, and I'm going to put a little indentation for his mouth, like that. Kind of a goofy look, right? And I'm going to take the tool and I'm going to put a little mark right there, and a little mark right there. Now, is that cute or what? And then I'm going to take the tool and I'm just touch it here and here, and that's his nose. Isn't that something? Okay. Now, I'm going to score the bottom of the shell. I'm going to get it wet. And then I'm going to be real gentle. I don't want to touch his face. I want to leave his face alone, okay? So I'm going to score here. And then a little bit of water. And I'm going to put his neck on there and blend everything in, like that. And then I'm going to set him down slowly. I'm slowly bending his head up. Okay. And what I'm looking at, so he's kind of like that. And then I'm going to turn his head like that. What do you think? It's funny, isn't it? It's cute, 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 cute. I love it. I love it. Okay. It takes a little practice. But when you turn their heads like that, it's like they're curious and they're looking at you. You know, it's just funny. It's a funny way to make something look really cute. And then now you can take your paintbrush. Now keep in mind the head, that little face, is going to be really very fragile and delicate, and you don't want to get water on it too much, okay? Be really careful about that. If he's got little bumps and, you know, imperfections, don't worry about that, because that really actually adds character to the piece. Okay, so now you can take a little bit of water and you dab it off to get a little water in your brush. And then very, very carefully, you just go around and smooth him. Like that. Take your time. And you know, it's nice for me. You know, what I do oftentimes when I'm smoothing clay or something like that, I will, you know, I like to tell you, to give his tail a little turn like that. So, kind of gives him a little bit of life. Yeah, get a cup of tea, sit down, put on some nice music, take your time, and go around and smooth them out. That's what I do sometimes. Smoothing clay is just a lovely kind of way to relax, and good stuff. But definitely you don't want to get, you know, that brush really soaking wet. You want to keep it kind of nice, you know, kind of dry. And we can get, another thing you ought to know is maybe when you put your brush in here to get the clay off, you stab it into the bottom of the cup. Get all the brush, all that off. And if you have a cloth or something, I oftentimes use my pants. Yeah, it's all water soluble, so I mean you can wash up with water, no problem later. Maybe this around his eyelid there. I don't want to get that near his eyes though, you know, I want to stay away from his eyes. Once you get those eyes right, you don't want to mess them up. Just stay away from my eyes. And there you go. So, that is how you make a turtle in self-hardening clay or Marblex. And I do recommend, really, if you can get Marblex, get it. It's all over the place. It's been around for a long time. I've been sculpting with it for 30 years. So it's been around. It's around. You can find it online. Just look and Google it or go on eBay. You'll find it. Get the spelling right though, and get a box that looks like that. Marblex. I'll put a tool and supply list in the video description, and I'll put Marblex in there. And you can try other clays, but you know this is really premium, top-notch clay for sculpting just about anything, and it's just really a beautiful product and very nice, very, very nice. So there's other things you can do. Let's just touch on that. So, for instance, if you want to put like a little decoration on the oops, I just touched his face. It's alright though, it's insanity. You can take your tool and you can stipple the shell. When I make a little tiny thing like this, I tend to just leave the detail kind of. I don't spend a lot of time on detail, but although texture is kind of nice, because if you're gonna when you do a finish on them, you might want to paint them, and sometimes texture is nice. I have to say, but a little guy like this, I don't feel like I need a whole lot of details like that. The main thing is what I captured was that face, that little face, and that is priceless. We're gonna see a turtle like that. So there are a couple things. If you could just set him out and he can dry like this, and in a few hours he'll be pretty dry. You also can put him in the oven set on warm and just warm him, and then you can paint him if you want. If you want. It doesn't hurt the clay. I wouldn't put him in there for 4 hours or 3 hours or even an hour. I would just set it on warm and leave it in there for like a half an hour. And then if you want to paint him, if you're impatient. So that's about it. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe to my channel. And I do all kinds of things. We do all kinds of things. And I'm going to show you something here. We're going to take a minute. I do these tutorials on taking your sculpture and creating two-dimensional art with it. I have a number of tutorials here on my channel at Jake Folger that teach you how to take images that you create, like this turtle, or even a painting, or anything really, and recreate it into two-dimensional art. And it's really quite amazing, and it's unlimited. There is no limit to what you can create with it, and it's really a lot of fun. And the technology it's involved, but you know what? It's very easy to use, and I teach all about it. And it actually doesn't really cost anything. Everything pretty much everything. There's one thing that costs a little bit. But you have to pay for it, but it's minimal. But most everything, all the software and apps and all that, are free to use. So, and it's a lot of fun. And you can then make art prints and jewelry and pillows and blankets. And I mean, you can do it with today's technology and printing. You can make anything. You can make phone cover cases and boxes and keepsake boxes and I just limitless. T-shirts, whatever. So it's just really a lot of fun, and so if you look right now in the upper right hand corner, you'll see a video link for this, actually with this turtle. And you can go look at that, and it's a tutorial that will tell you everything about how to take your turtle and recreate it into beautiful two-dimensional art. I want to thank you for watching. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe to my channel. Please give the video a like, comment. Leave me a comment and tell me what you thought of the video today. and share it with your friends and family. And thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.